Hey everyone, Edgardo and I are in Roswell, New Mexico right now, and I know this is only the second day of the trip, but I gotta say, this has been the highlight of the trip so far. Oh my gosh, I am so surprised. A day of just wonder driving through the desert. Right before we left, I said, I think this is probably going to be our worst day of traveling. I couldn't have been more wrong. There's so much to show you. We took over 100 clips. There's just no way we're going to fit it into this quick thing. Later we'll get to it. But here we are. Hope you enjoy it. Alright, so we're on our way, day 2. A little less excited about this day. The novelty has worn off, but we're on the road again, and it's going to be a very, very long day through the desert. So here we go. The day started as expected. We saw a few sights before leaving the city, hopped on the highway, and we were back in the desert. It was obviously beautiful, the wide open space, the mountains in the background. But as I said, the novelty of it all had worn off. Sure, we got a few pretty cool shots, but honestly, we were bored almost immediately. Little did we know that we would not be traveling around the mountain in the distance, but over it. When we crossed over the peak, we couldn't believe our eyes. It was like looking over the ocean. There was a vastness to the earth, a grandness to creation that I had simply never experienced in my life. It's amazing we didn't crash as we glided down the road, my eyes fixed on the enormous sight. It was probably the most awe-inspiring thing I had ever seen. But our trip was far from over at that point. After an hour of flat roads and white sand, we were in for yet another surprise. A forest. Trading brown for green, Edgardo and I soon found ourselves in the Lincoln National Forest. I knew we were in New Mexico, but every part of me said Pennsylvania.
The thick forest waned, and soon we found ourselves rolling and winding amidst tremendous hills. That is, until we ascended the hills to see what was on top.
So this road is definitely the highlight of my trip so far. Just absolutely breathtaking. You just look in every direction for miles and there's nothing. Just grass, a few bushes. I mean, we're just flying through this road. You feel like you're on the top of the world. And no one else is here. Oh my gosh, just looking in every direction just takes my breath away.
Had I been alone, I may have turned around and drove the other way just to take this road into the sunset. It was amazing, a true road trip road. And who would have thought it? On the map, driving from Phoenix to Roswell is uneventful, nothing but desert. And yet what we found, we will never forget. I will always remember New Mexico for how it humbled me with its magnitude and captivated me with its beauty.